As winter drags on and snow is the only thing growing in your garden, it is difficult to keep your thoughts and actions from becoming garden-related. For me, I spent the downtime during the cold planting and building a new seedling table to replace the setup I had proudly made years before. Made this HI type of bar. I'm Ian Corey, and making use of my limited financial resources is one of my favorite things to do. Reusing, recycling, fixing, and converting without spending a ton of cash. Join me on my journey to learn useful building skills and provide a bosom for the bounty of my annual Lolita's Garden. I'll be the first to admit it. The seedling setup I showed on my channel at the beginning of 2014 shouldn't have been used for a second season, but it served its purpose that year and cost me nothing more than the 5 CFL bulbs I used. But by the time 2015 came around, I should have had something more functional as the foundation of my annual summer garden. But I was busy building a chicken coop in anticipation of our incoming flock. After the failure of our 2015 summer garden, Jess and I vowed to make something more substantial for our early spring seed starting. She was a great help. Scanning FreeCycle for the necessary lights and lumber, she was able to get us 6 4-foot, 2-bulb fluorescent light banks, which would provide more than enough light for the early starts. I began by deconstructing a pallet and building a very basic table. I have never built a table before, and some may say that I still haven't. But this quadruped stands nonetheless. Then I had to go into the basement. It's always giving me the creeps. Like, there's so much stuff down there. I feel like there's someone hiding from me. Then I started to disassemble the varying size fluoro cases to get at just the ballasts and connections, rewiring them onto a new hood with even spacing. Knowing that light height is important after last year's leggy seedlings, I was certain to build the lighting to be as adjustable as possible. After the light hoods were built and hung, with minor setbacks, I added depth to the tabletop. This gave me about 4 inches to fill with sand so that water from the seedling trays would not leak onto the floor, and so that I could submerge an electric heating cable to aid in germination. I got this item for about $30 off of Amazon, and while it won't keep your coffee hot, it provides just enough warmth to prevent the cold of the basement from affecting germination. Once the lights lighted and the table tabled, the test of its effectiveness would come when we start some seeds, as we always do on Valentine's Day. I'm using Suburban Homestead's plate germination method. I tried this method last year to virtually no success due to my attempts to reuse Lolo's baby clothes and recycled Ziploc bags, rather than use paper towels and plastic wrap. I wouldn't recommend it, as the tiny roots weaved their way through the fibers of Lolo's old clothes and they became difficult to transplant. Also, if you're going to try this method, do not cover the seeds with the towel, making them almost invisible to you, because it's very important to transplant the sprouted seed as soon as it bursts from its shell. I learned that this year. Check out Siloe's channel for more on the plate germination technique. He shows you with great detail, and if you're not a complete goofball, you'll do it right the first time. After my seedlings had been placed into my custom seedling mix, comprised of perlite, peat moss, worm castings, and garden soil, I carefully placed each one into its cell on a 48-cell seedling tray and hoped all of my hard work and good luck would pay off. I couldn't have been more blessed. Every seedling came up almost on a schedule, just 5 days from when they were started. Lolo and I wrapped seeds in their plates on Tuesday, tucked them into their cells on Saturday, and by the following Tuesday, the entire new table was covered with beautiful, green, stout, and happy sproutlings. Once these seedlings reach a sufficient size, each will be transplanted into a larger pot and kept on the seedling table until the greenhouse's less extreme cold temperatures will give them a place to harden early and be safe from any late frosts. As room is made available on the table, I will start successions in later season crops. Using reclaimed materials, I'm able to get a head start on the 2016 growing season and lift my spirits from the damp of winter. This new tool, despite its freeness, will be of great value to us in the years ahead. And I invite you to come along as we continue to learn and grow in Lolita's Garden. Join me next time as I'm sued for intellectual property theft by probably the nicest guy in the world. But honestly, I want to give a very big, very public thanks to Siloé Oliveira for all the inspiration, for the gardening advice, and the support that he's given to our channel. If there's some bizarre Twilight Zone way that you're watching my channel but you've never heard of Suburban Homestead, click on the link and go over and subscribe to his channel. He makes beautiful, beautiful, inspiring videos that are extremely informative, and you're not going to be sorry that you were there. I don't know what you're doing here. Go. Thanks for watching. Good night, sweet prince.